everyone, it's Brett, the out-of-home baker. The first time I went to buy a turntable was kind of a big step for me as a cake decorator because all of a sudden you're investing money into this bigger tool that you need. And it was really hard to choose which one to buy just based off a picture without being able to see its functionality and the pros and the cons of it, without being able to see how it worked and how it spun. So today I'm creating for you a little small tutorial of 3 different turntables that I've used, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and when I think they'd be good for you to use. In this video, I'm going to go over all the pros and cons of each one of these turntables, including the amount of care it needs, how easy it is to clean, the functionality of it when you're actually decorating a cake, as well as things like how easy it is to store and the cost, of course. So let's get started. So this is a really simple turntable by Wilton. It's 12 inches diameter and it's just a really flat, thin turntable. I have another one just to show you the different parts of it. It turns with this little roller ball system. This little piece has little metal balls that are stuck into it. That goes on the inside, and then you snap the bottom stand portion on. And then that is how it spins. Functionality wise, I think this is a really good turntable for beginners. In fact, it is what I use for my cake decorating classes. I literally have 12 of these that my students use when they take my classes. Now this kind of turntable doesn't actually turn as smooth or as well as a professional metal cake decorating turntable would, but I actually think that can be an advantage if you're a beginner cake decorator, because sometimes when you're starting out, you don't want it to be spinning like crazy. You want a little bit more control. So if you're a beginner, I think this is a great one to start with. After multiple uses, I have noticed with these cake turntables that they start to get just a little bit sticky and they don't turn quite as well. They get a little bit bumpy as you're going around. A quick fix that could help that is just taking apart those pieces, snapping that bottom off, and you can see I've actually greased this one. I just gave it a quick bit of cooking spray on the inside and then on the little roller ball plastic bit as well. That actually helped it turn quite a bit smoother. That might be a good trick to use if you find that this one gets a little bit sticky for you. Hair and storage wise, this one is my favorite because it's flat. You can literally like stick it in a cupboard or stack it with your plates or put it anywhere, whereas other cake decorating turntables can be big and cumbersome and they take up a whole spot on your shelf. So this one is really great if you don't have a lot of storage space. Cleaning wise, this is also a great turntable because you can take the pieces apart and just take that little rollerball plastic piece out, and don't put that in the dishwasher. But I've actually run the bottom and the top piece through the dishwasher several times, and it's done a really great job at cleaning it as long as you don't get the little metal balls wet. Another pro to this Wilton cake decorating turntable is that it's really cheap. So if you're a beginner, it's a great one to start with, to get into cake decorating, see if you like it before you purchase the big ticket turntables. You can get this even at Walmart. I've seen it there. There it'll probably be about $10. If you go to like a craft or a specialty store like Michael's or Joann's, you can use a coupon there and get it for even cheaper. So price-wise, this one is definitely a winner. So this turntable I've seen listed under a couple different brand names, either Khoo Tech, or it's also listed as the Axtech 608. Really similar to that Wilton one that I showed you. It's got the same kind of system where you can detach the base, and it's got this little roller ball thing inside it. So if this one were to get sticky, you could do the same thing where you spray it, and that would help the little roller balls be greased and work a little better. Although with this turntable, I have never had that problem where it got sticky and I needed to grease it. This is the one that I have used for the past 3 years as I've been decorating wedding cakes professionally, and I've really loved it. It served me well. It's been a very good cake turntable for running a business on. Functionality wise, I find that it does turn quite a bit better than the Wilton one, which is again kind of your preference. If you're a beginner, you might not like one to spin more. you might want a little bit more control, but this is like the next level up. It spins just a little bit more, but you still have a good amount of control, which I really like. Price-wise, I typically see this turntable listed as about $10 online, and it often is paired in packages that come with icing scrapers, icing tips, and then it costs a little bit more, but you get those extra supplies. Can't vouch for the extra supplies, but for the turntable, I definitely think it's a great one to have and to use, and I really loved using it. Cleaning wise and storage wise for this turntable, it's really similar to the Wilton one again, where you can take the pieces apart, take that little roller ball piece out and don't let that one get wet, but you can stick the bottom and the top right in the dishwasher and it cleans them really well. Storage wise, it's a little bit taller than the other one, but you can take it apart and store the different pieces so that it's not just one big old turntable. So that does help make it a little bit easier. This turntable is 11 inches in diameter, which is a good size, but does present a problem if you're gonna frost a lot of 12-inch cakes. I found that when I did 4-tier cakes and the bottom was a 12-inch, I couldn't frost it on this particular turntable because it hung over the edge. So that's definitely something to consider as you're looking for the right turntable for you. This is my big bad boy turntable. It's the Axtech 616. It's made of aluminum. Out of all the turntables I've shown you today, this one definitely has the best spin to it. You can see it just glides super easily. If you're a beginner, you might not like that as much because you want a little bit more control. You'll just be piping along, and just the force of piping a little thing on your cake will make this baby turn, which, if you are an experienced cake decorator, is really nice. It makes the functionality of cake decorating a lot easier. This turntable is 12 inches in diameter, so you can decorate 12-inch cakes on it. The cost on this one was somewhere around $40. I just bought it a couple months ago and I've been super satisfied with it. It's been a nice upgrade from my old Khoo Tech one that I was using for 3 years. I was ready for the next level, and this definitely was a good option for it. Another thing I like about this turntable is the non-slip mat that comes with it so that it doesn't slide all over the place as you're decorating. It's a really nice feature. Now, the worst thing about this turntable is that it does not come apart like the other ones do. So it does take up a little bit of storage space, and you also cannot immerse it in water. So you have to be a little bit more careful when you're cleaning it. Otherwise, it could damage the ball bearings on the inside and it won't work. All in all, this is a really great turntable that I have loved using now that I'm taking a lot more wedding orders and birthday orders. It does have its cons, but it's definitely a great turntable for cake decorating. So these are 3 of the turntables that I've used and have really loved for different aspects of my business. For having classes and working with students, all the way to frosting 4-tier wedding cakes. They've been really great products. Now, you might not be able to go out and get a turntable right away, so I'm going to show you my absolute favorite caking hack for what to do if you don't have a turntable, and it's called your microwave plate. It literally functions exactly like some of these turntables. It has a plastic ring with wheels on it for the spin, and then a glass plate. Make sure you clean and sanitize it before using it. You just put it on top of those wheels and it turns and works just like a turntable. Best cake hack ever. If you enjoyed watching this video and if it was helpful for you, definitely like it and then subscribe to my channel, The Out of Home Baker, so you can stay up to date on all my new cake hacks and other tutorials that I'll be posting.